Right now at 10, alert day conditions. A live look at La Crosse, what our first warned weather team is still tracking.
And game changer, the push to let high school athletes profit from their name and likeness.
Plus, members of the La Crosse community gather to remember those who have died on the job.
Watching WKBT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Emily Brown.
And I'm Ken Kozarowski. We have seen some severe weather in our area tonight.
Reports of a tornado and strong winds coming through. Here's a look from Riverside Park as the storms rolled in.
Yeah, that lightning looking real clear there. Let's bring in our chief meteorologist, Greg Barnhart, with the latest on the system that's been coming through this evening.
Yeah, we definitely have that line of storms coming through, but right now everything has been kind of sub-severe, 35, 40 gust winds. There's even potentially some pea-sized hail as this line comes through, but we still got the severe threat potentially through about 11 p.m., but it is waning pretty quickly as we've had a gust front kind of come ahead of the storm. Still, you're going to have a lightning show here for most of the area here for the next hour, hour and a half. You can see that line coming through right now, La Crosse. It stretches all the way down to Mason City. It had a history of some areas seeing some gusty winds or small hail, but it's really, though, clarity. You can see the tornado signature right there, that they had a brief one or a couple ones to potentially, they'll find out more tomorrow. Some damage, some of the county roads, they've seen some debris or something. So far, we'll find out more tomorrow when National Weather Service Twin Cities investigates that a little bit further. In the meantime, as you look at that line, it is coming through La Crosse. You just saw on the picture. There's your gust right there at 35. So we will see some gusty winds. There are some potential for some hail, I think, further southeast, west you go to Decorah as it kind of slows down there. But overall, that is what's coming through right now. Bigger picture shows a kind of timeout. There's your wind speed you can kind of see overall. And let's get, there we go. We can start tracking it out. So eventually this line will continue to fall apart, and by probably 10, it'll be, about 11, La Crosse will be done with, and eventually it completely falls apart as we get closer to 1. The rest of the night is quiet. We're going to have breezier conditions coming through, so we'll kind of time that out later in the broadcast of what it looks like for Tuesday. Good news is, once we get past Thursday's rain, we may have another great weekend ahead too. All
right, something to look forward to. Thanks, Greg.
And a reminder, you can track weather 24/7 by downloading the First Warn Weather app. It's at the App Store or on Google Play.
A house fire in Eau Claire turns deadly and leaves another victim hospitalized. The fire starting around 6 a.m. this morning. Fire crews arrived to find the structure engulfed in flames. 2 people were inside the house. One died on scene and the other was taken to the hospital with injuries. One neighbor says he witnessed the fire.
It was going up pretty fast, and I was surprised how quick the fire department got here. And if they didn't, I don't know, if they didn't get here that fast, it would have gone up pretty quickly.
That fire on 8th Street. The neighbor also says the resident with injuries was released from the hospital earlier today. No word on what may have caused the fire.
A Toma man is in custody after a weekend stabbing. Police arrested 51-year-old Edwin Ross in Black River Falls after he allegedly stabbed a victim during a domestic dispute Saturday night. The victim was treated at the hospital and released. Ross, who has prior domestic abuse convictions, remains in the Monroe County Jail awaiting formal charges.
The Texas man accused of having sex with a 16-year-old girl in a Sparta hotel is bound over for trial. 31-year-old Eric Corona Alberto allegedly met the victim online playing the video game Minecraft and began texting for several months. Police say the victim told them they met and had sex. His bond is set at $100,000.
A food service driver is accused of delivering drugs to an inmate at Monroe County Jail. Aramark driver Zechariah Borden allegedly delivered a package containing meth to an inmate Thursday. Security footage shows him delivering the package to Nicholas Hage. Borden faces delivering an article to an inmate and possession charges. He is held on a $1,200 cash bond.
Around the state, the charge against the former Wisconsin warden in the death of 2 inmates has been reduced to a misdemeanor. Randall Hepp was charged with felony misconduct in June after Cameron Williams and Donald Mayer were found dead at the Waupun Correctional Institution. A plea deal reduced the charge to violating state-county institution laws with a maximum sentence of 30 days in jail. 6 Waupun staffers are still facing abuse or misconduct charges in those deaths.
2 more Milwaukee schools will close to address a lead crisis. In total, Milwaukee School District has announced the closure of 9 schools so far this year to address lead hazards. The crisis was discovered after a child tested positive for a high level of lead in their blood late last year. Over 100 buildings will be inspected for potential lead exposure.
Wisconsin high school athletes can soon make money off their name, image, and likeness. The Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association voted Friday to allow high schoolers to sign endorsement deals and promote products. Wisconsin now joins at least 40 other states that permit high schoolers to have those deals. At the college level, athletes can average between $1,000 and $10,000 a year from NIL, but some of those deals have caused controversy, and that's why Wisconsin's high school policy has some strict rules.
They can't take part of any NIL during the school day or miss any practices or activities because of that. Also, the people that can donate or can sponsor an athlete can't be a booster or associated with the school.
Students are also not allowed to wear their uniforms or make any mention of their school, conference, or WIAA in their deals. Students also can't transfer schools for better NIL opportunities. The new rule goes into effect at the end of May.
Draft numbers are in. Green Bay officials originally predicted a three-day attendance of 250,000. According to the NFL, 600,000 people showed up. It's short, though, of last year's draft in Detroit, which hosted 775,000 fans.
The Department of Human Services is warning of potential impacts of the House's proposed Medicaid cuts. Wisconsin's Medicaid director says those potential cuts could increase taxes for taxpayers and limit access for those seeking care.
No matter what, because Medicaid is so important in the healthcare infrastructure, it will have impact on providers.
One of the proposed cuts is a person funding cap. It sets a dollar limit available for each enrollee. Over a 10-year period, Wisconsin could lose up to nearly $17 billion in federal funding under that cap.
La Crosse's Housing Week kicked off today. The week-long event brings together Habitat for Humanity, Cooley Cap, and other partners. A recent study shows La Crosse needs over 200 new housing units yearly through 2030 to meet demand.
If you think about our historic core, we have a much more dense housing supply and more units on smaller lots, and we can afford to do something like that again to provide more housing for folks who work here at Mayo or work at Gunderson or at the university.
If you'd like to volunteer at the event, email volunteer@habitatlacrosse.org.
The Wisconsin National Guard hosting a career day today. Potential recruits had a chance to explore military equipment and meet active Guard members. The event targets high schoolers and young adults who are interested in balancing service with civilian life.
The goal here today is to just showcase to the public kind of what the Guard does, what we have to offer, and the benefits available to individuals that want to serve their state and country proudly here in the Wisconsin Army National Guard.
That event today held over at the Onalaska Armory.
Community members gathered to remember those who died while on the job. Workers' Memorial Day recognizes the impacts those losses have on families and the community. Each year, they add the names of people who died to a memorial plaque. Thousands of groups around the globe unite to honor the fallen and to remind everyone that one worker's life lost is one too many.
By recognizing it, we at least show these families we remember. We also, hopefully, the other reason is hopefully we remind everyone who's still with us how important it is, both safety regulation, safety enforcement.
Reverend Ellen Rasmussen of Oshkosh gave an invocation in memory of the workers.
Occupational therapy students at UWL are getting a taste of what it's like to serve lunch with visual impairment. At the Dining in the Dark event, students take turns blindfolding their classmates while they eat dinner. Occupational therapists help people maintain skills needed for daily living. So they say putting themselves in their patients' shoes can help them provide the support that they need.
Important to know, not everyone has the same perspective on life that we do, that it's important to think outside the box and really, get to know your client, hear what they're going through so that, you're supporting them the best way that you can.
This is the 4th annual Dining in the Dark event.
Early bird registration for La Crosse's 20th annual Steppin' Out in Pink is now open. The annual Gunderson Medical Foundation event supports breast cancer research. Registration is just $20 through June 27th. After that, it jumps to $25. Now, even though the event isn't until September 13th, you can sign up now at steppinoutinpink.org. Coming up, a local watering hole is serving as a haven for good, thanks to one dedicated owner. Meet our April hometown hero after the break.
Get an 11% rebate on your next project right now at Menards. From blowers, chainsaws, trimmers, and more, Masterforce has all the equipment you need for your next landscape project. Easily transport mulch, soil, stone, and more with the Masterforce heavy-duty steel wheelbarrow. Maneuver over any terrain with a 16-inch tire that never goes flat. Right now, this Masterforce wheelbarrow is $114.99 after our 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Wherever you are in Wisconsin, there's a free and confidential Aging and Disability Resource Center, ADRC, or Tribal Partner Agency. We're here for older adults, adults with disabilities, and your families. ADRCs are a bridge to support for benefits and financial assistance, transportation, in-home care, and more. Get to know your local ADRC and connect with resources now. Call toll-free 1-844-WIS-ADRC or go to findmyadrc.org.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering, like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. And every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Well-qualified buyers can get 2.9% financing for 72 months on this Silverado. Or get $4,350 total value. Plus, current Chevy owners can get $4,000 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
A La Crosse bar owner is pouring her all into the community by supporting efforts as small as a diaper donation to as large as the Children's Miracle Network. There's rarely a fundraiser Tammy Keating says no to. It's why she is our April Hometown Hero.
Where does Tammy find the time?
It's just something that I like to do.
Fundraiser after fundraiser.
She is there no matter how many hours it takes. If she can put a smile on somebody's face, it makes her happy, I think, and I think that's why she does it.
Tammy Keating is the owner of L&M Tap, a place she's called home for 33 years.
I've owned the L&M for 10 years, but I worked here 23 prior.
This Northside watering hole serves as a feel-good spot for her fellow comrades. But ever since Tammy took the reins, it's been a consistent haven for good. Countless efforts supporting the Hunger Task Force, fundraisers for local nursing scholarships, the Family and Children's Center, sponsorships. The list goes on and on. Steppin' Out in Pink is one of her biggest fundraising accomplishments. Her team took home second place in 2023 for most money raised for local breast cancer research. In 2024, the grand prize was theirs, raising over $10,000 for the organization. She attributes the success to her support system, the ones who've rallied around her no matter what her mission is at the moment.
Just a bunch of family at the bar family. If I didn't have everybody here, behind us, we couldn't do this.
A warrior for her community who's also fighting a battle of her own, undergoing treatment for cancer. But that's not stopping her.
You just do what you gotta do. Keep going. Keep on going. That's all you can do.
Her charitable efforts strengthen every year as more and more of her patrons and friends are inspired to get involved.
She's just always there for everybody, whether you know her or not, and doesn't even hesitate to be there for somebody.
Something as little as hiring someone with disabilities, or as big as a Christmas crusade for children every year. Tammy is going to lead the way for change, for good.
We do things to help other people, and that's what makes me happy.
And if you know someone like Tammy in your community who's doing good works, you can submit them to be our next Hometown Hero. Just go to WKBT.com and click on the Features tab. Well, we'll have more news ahead, but first,
once the storms end tonight, it's definitely going to be much cooler as you wake up for Tuesday along with cloud cover. The good news is we're going to dry. We'll get temperatures warming back up to Wednesday. We'll break it all down coming up on the First Warn Weather Update after the break.
You wouldn't buy the first vehicle you saw.
Trust me, it's perfectly safe.
I'll take it. So don't hire the first personal injury lawyer you call.
Trust me.
Where do I sign? Object to anything less than the best. Call BGR.
Hello again. For those of you who've asked, Danielle's doing a great job taking over as GM here at the board store, and me, I just spent 3 delightful days at the Labo Home Show visiting with so many past customers who expressed what a great home improvement experience they had with the board store. Improving homes, improving lives. It's what we do. When you're happy, we're happy. If you're planning a home improvement this year, call or visit the Board Store soon. More than you'd expect for less than you thought.
Hey, this $5 Mega Millions game is super exciting.
There are prize multipliers built into every play. So the lowest prize you can win is $10. Plus, it has bigger jackpots more often with better chances to win it.
$5 Mega Millions really is something to shout about.
It's available at Wisconsin lottery retailers near you, like this one.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs, plus $1,000 spring bonus cash on select vehicles. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
After more than 30 years in banking, I have seen a lot of changes in the housing market and in home lending. The one thing that has not changed is my dedication to get to know you and your individual mortgage needs. There are many home loan programs out there today. We can sit down or talk over the phone to figure out what home loan program is best for you. Come see me and let's talk.
Everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
Hiring the wrong personal injury attorney can cost you a lot. Researching personal injury attorneys costs you nothing. We're confident that your research will lead you to buy Goff and Rohde. BGR, object to anything less than the best.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
Yeah, we definitely still have thunderstorms going on for at least a couple more hours. Could be strong or severe, but I think really a lot of it's just going to be strong. That means wind gusts potentially over 40, maybe some small hail. It quickly will diminish after about midnight, and then the cold front will come through tomorrow morning. Definitely going to be breezy, even windy during the morning, and you'll definitely feel the chill in the air coming through early Tuesday, especially with the cloud cover and the breezy conditions as the cold front comes through. More sun Tuesday afternoon. Good news is Wednesday, we're going to climb back up to seasonal. Unfortunately, we do have some showers coming back in probably Wednesday night through Thursday. Not expecting severe, and amounts will be fairly light with that activity going on. So overall, here's your line still coming through, just as coming through La Crosse right now. We've had some gusts ahead of this or behind us in the 30s and near 40, but so far there's been no severe reports. Lots of lightning with this too, and some brief heavy rain. Bigger picture shows all this activity is going to continue to push southeast. So by midnight it'll be southeast of La Crosse, probably Decorah, down to Viroqua, further up to the north, but it becomes more scattered and really not expecting any severe. By the time we get to about 1 a.m., just what's left of it will be in southwest Wisconsin with some showers extending to up to Vokes Field. But notice the wind change down there and brief clear skies. Those winds will start picking up as that cold front begins to approach, and you'll see it by the time we wake up. We'll have a cold front come through. Cloud cover, low cloud cover will come in. The winds will be the story too, and actually our low temperatures will kind of fall throughout the morning hours, so it won't be right away in the morning. We'll see the low temps. Tomorrow we might see a few sprinkles in the morning for some areas with this low cloud cover hanging around, but by the time we get to about noon and thereafterwards, we should start seeing clearing skies, and tomorrow evening's commute should be no problems with clear skies. Here's your gusty winds in the morning. Could we see some gusts near 40 in some of the higher elevations, all that northwest. That'll go through the morning commute. We'll start to see these kind of drop off, but really not probably until about noon. You'll start seeing them come back and then going light and variable overall as we look at that. But temperatures tomorrow, we're looking at about 15 to 20 degree drop for some areas that had the 80s, like Prairie du Chien, we got up to 81, 82. Otherwise, a nice drop. Will be below average. You'll definitely feel the chill compared to what we had today. Once again, now the good news going into Wednesday, clearing skies we're going to have going into Wednesday. We'll have cloud cover increase a little bit. You can see some of that showers begin to approach late in the afternoon, but still getting up to where we should be, which is around the mid 60s, low 60s. Lighter winds too, so it won't feel as bad Tuesday. That's the good news. And then Thursday, we do have showers coming back in. They'll probably be in the morning, not an all-day type rain with this, very light amounts, but a lot more cloud cover probably than precipitation. Temperatures a little cooler, basically upper 50s, low 60s, so a slight drop from what we had on there overall. But the good news going forward, once we get past Thursday, Friday, we're going to be drying out, and the weekend, 60s and 70s, and potentially could see some 80s and maybe a rain chance next Tuesday. But we're looking at it's going to be a significant a dry period going on as we go throughout the period. So that's what we got for now going on. But stay tuned for the next couple hours. We do have some action going on, but otherwise, we should see temperatures begin to climb back up here briefly and rain chances go on. So the good news is we have some storms tonight, not a lot of severe minus the ones that we had in Eau Claire. So
yeah, we can hear it coming down now.
We sure can.
It's coming down now, so that's good news. We're getting it, but everything looks to be calmed down, but we should see these go through about another 2 hours, and I think we'll be safe.
All right. Okay. Well, it's been a busy night for you. Thank you so much for tracking all this for everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks, Greg. Coming up next in sports, the T-Wolves are 1 win away from a round 1 victory over LeBron, Luka, and the Lakers. Plus, the Packers have added a former top 10 pick to their defense. The terms of the deal next with Jacob.
Keeping you safe and ahead of the storm with current conditions and updated video forecasts from the local team that warns you first. The News 8 Now First Warn Weather app, giving you more than what you'd expect. Get it now. No, seriously, like, right now.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. Enjoy Monday's 3-2-1 special. $3 off pizza, $2 off pasta, and $1 off our mouth-watering burgers. Plus $6 house margaritas. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
I did know that back pain, foot pain come along with the job of waiting tables, but since getting the arch supports from the Good Feet store, I have had no pain. I'm more positive. It's like opening up a whole new life, like sunshine coming out.
See how we can help you too at the Good Feet store.
It's amazing all the work that goes into growing this little guy. The research you've done over the past decades is critical to grow a good quality crop.
The UW-Madison has developed light casts to help farmers manage leaf blight before it takes root in potato fields.
I can't really overstate how important that is.
What's at stake isn't just the crop in the ground, it's the sustainability of your family farm.
This partnership really makes me proud to be a Wisconsin farmer.
One Wisconsin, on Wisconsin.
Where there's a flooded basement, musty crawl space, or wood rot, there's an answer. American Water Works. For more than 30 years, American Water Works has been solving homeowners' toughest waterproofing problems. Schedule your free inspection and estimate today.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs, plus $1,000 spring bonus cash on select vehicles. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
You earn trust by making a commitment and sticking to it. By telling the heartwarming local stories with the same consistency and dedication as the difficult ones. And serving this community all day, every day. We work hard for this trust and love telling your local stories. Because we, like you, expect more. We are News 8 Now.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. Enjoy Monday's 3-2-1 special. $3 off pizza, $2 off pasta, and $1 off our mouth-watering burgers. Plus $6 house margaritas. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
Covering all the exciting action from your community. Here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
Last night, the Bucks fell behind 3-1 in their first round series, with the Pacers dropping Game 4 by 26 points on their home court. But the air was sucked out of the building about halfway through the first quarter when a loose ball was bouncing towards Damian Lillard, who lost his footing. It went down in a heap with a non-contact injury. Earlier today, it was confirmed that the injury was what many thought at first glance, which is a torn left Achilles. So after rehabbing from a blood clot in his right calf, he now suffers this, which has him out for the rest of the playoffs and more than likely a big chunk of next year. Just a horrible break for one of the most exciting and well-respected players in the league.
It's just such a great freaking dude, like on the basketball level, but more important, like as a teammate and a father and all that stuff. And, no one deserves it, but golly, you just look at him. And so that's why I feel bad.
I don't believe in bad luck, man. I'm too blessed to believe in bad luck. No.
I think everything happens for a reason, and obviously I wish Dame the best. We love him. We're gonna support him. But yeah, we just got to keep on moving forward, man.
The injury as well puts Lillard's 25-26 season in jeopardy because of the extended recovery timeline for a torn Achilles. Meanwhile, it's a much different feeling in Minnesota as the Timberwolves took a 3-1 lead in their series over the Lakers yesterday, outscoring LA by 13 points in the fourth quarter to go on to win by 3. Anthony Edwards had a big final frame, scoring 16 points and finishing with 43 total in the game. The challenge of going toe-to-toe with some of the game's best is something that he's embraced and has looked forward to for a long time.
I've been dreaming of this all my life, whether it was football or basketball. So just being in these situations, and now it's going against Bron and Luka. And Luka probably the best player in the game, young player in the game, and Bron is the best player leaving the game. So just trying to, prove I belong, and to all my haters and people who criticize me that I'm better than they think.
And if the T-Wolves want to close it out in 5, they'll have to do it from Los Angeles, with that game scheduled to tip at 9 on Wednesday. Switching gears to the gridiron, in case you missed it yesterday, a name that UWL football fans have become very familiar with over the last few years has quite the opportunity ahead of him. Jack Studer, the Eagles' all-time leading receiver, got an invitation to rookie minicamp with the Green Bay Packers. The Iota native had 35 touchdown receptions in his career with UW La Crosse and logged 3,127 yards throughout his time in the program. Studer took part in a pro day in Madison with the Badgers back on March 7th. Other news involving the Packers: Ian Rappaport of NFL Network reporting that Green Bay and Isaiah Simmons have agreed to a 1-year deal. Back in 2020, Simmons was drafted 8th overall by the Arizona Cardinals, and over 84 games in his career, he has 5 interceptions, 9 forced fumbles, 8.5 sacks, and 15 tackles for loss. It is unknown what role Simmons will have in Jeff Hafley's defense, but it seems like a relatively low-risk move for the green and gold. And Brewers off today, but Twins in action against the Guardians. Second inning already up 2 with the bases loaded. Byron Buxton keeps swinging a hot bat, driving in a couple more. Then in the 6th, with runners on first and second, Ty France squares that pitch up and drives it to deep center, and it goes to the wall. That would make it 8-1. Twins send out 17 hits and a Bailey Ober spinning gem as the Twins win 11-1. But back to Jack Studer, guys. Exciting for him. It's not every day a D3 player gets to go to an NFL camp, so that has to give some motivation for the D3 players around this program as well.
Absolutely. I think it was 4 years ago, there was a kid from Whitewater who actually grew up in Sparta, Ryan Wisniewski, who got an invite to Packers camp. And it's obviously very tough to try and make the team when you have so many roster spots already accounted for, but just the experience alone to get a taste of what NFL football is like. And they could probably try and leverage that to potentially play somewhere overseas.
Exactly.
We've seen some UWL grads go to like Germany or Canada, so the career's not over if you don't make the NFL.
Heck of a story for his grandchildren too down the road.
Oh, absolutely. Catch a couple passes from Jordan Love.
Exactly.
Future Hall of Famer.
Sure. Yes, of course. We hope so.
Thanks, Jacob.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, we have more news right after this.
Save the day for Spring Market in the Valley on Saturday, May 3rd. Browse items from dozens of local vendors and enjoy concessions from area food trucks while you shop. All right down Central Ave in Coon Valley. That's Spring Market in the Valley on Saturday, May 3rd in Coon Valley.
We see you out there, building a life you love, knowing that when inspiration strikes, nothing should get in your way. At Blaine's, we're here to help with everything you need to make it happen at prices that make it possible. Like a free Wild Bite fishing kit when you spend $50 on fishing gear. All Blazer trailer lighting is 25% off. Plus, we've lowered prices store-wide, so you can find the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet, in original.
You can see it. His potential, that is. You see it even when he may not. You see that the things that spark his interest today will in time ignite the things he pursues tomorrow. And ultimately, help him reach new heights. All he needs now is a way to make it happen. We are the Universities of Wisconsin. 13 universities, unlimited opportunity.
Style or substance?
Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Or get 0.9% APR on 2025 Sierra 1500 models. Or get over $5,300 total value on select Sierra 1500 models.
A home you love. A business that endures. It takes your vision, your hard work, and your dedication to bring them to life. The right tools help. Case IH truly understands your vision and what you need to achieve it. That's why we build the equipment, the local dealer and service network, and the data and tech you want today and tomorrow. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We build it to work for you.
Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships, now including La Crosse and Richland Center. Save the day for Spring Market in the Valley on Saturday, May 3rd. Browse items from dozens of local vendors and enjoy concessions from area food trucks while you shop. All right down Central Ave in Coon Valley. That's Spring Market in the Valley on Saturday, May 3rd in Coon Valley.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Well, it is time to rock out. We now know the names of the artists who will be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame later this year.
A total of 7 artists are part of this year's class. They are Chubby Checker, Cyndi Lauper, Outkast, Soundgarden, The White Stripes, Bad Company, and Joe Cocker.
The induction ceremony will take place in Los Angeles in November. Artists become eligible for nomination if it's been at least 25 years since they released their first commercial recording.
Okay, that makes sense, because I was like, Cyndi Lauper should have been in that a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the part of the show where I'm learning quite a bit.
Oh, because she's saying girls just want to have fun.
Yes, I was familiar with Cyndi Lauper and Outkast, and I've heard of the White Stripes.
Yeah, Soundgarden, and then we don't know who Joe Cocker is.
Yes, had to do a little bit of Googling.
Got a little help by our friends. How did it go?
With a little help from my friends?
Yeah.
40 years on tour and 23 albums, so congrats to all of them.
Okay, congrats. Greg has a final look at your forecast right after this.
Get the day's news in your inbox. Email newsletters from News 8 Now. Sign up today. Go to news8000.com/newsletters to get started.
Shop for a cause at Home Sleep Express. Donate $10 to help ovarian cancer research, and Home will give you 10% off Luxuria or Thomas Cole sleep mattresses. Plus, pay no interest for 1 year. Give $10, get 10% off sale prices. Right now at Home Sleep Express.
It's weird to admit, but it's true. I'm selling Chevys. 2024 Malibus to be exact, starting at $17,890, $299 down, and $299 per month. It's Malibu Madness. And they feature great options including heated seats, remote start, Apple CarPlay, and up to 36 miles per gallon. All have low miles with remaining factory warranty. But the bad part is these are getting harder to get. So if you're in the market for an affordable ride, come see us today at Chrysler Winona, Highway 61, Winona.
This is the story about a little empathy. No matter where little empathy looked, it just couldn't find its place in the world. Which was sad, because it had so much to give. Then one day, little empathy made a friend. And the friend took it somewhere it would always be useful and appreciated. Welcome to a place where healthcare is all about caring. Amplify Health. A little empathy changes everything.
Ryan wants to get every new device that's smart. I'm wondering, how can the internet handle all of this?
We have Spectrum Internet. We use it for everything. Homework, remote work from home, doing research for trips.
Spectrum Internet allows us to do things faster and more conveniently.
I feel like that's a win-win for everybody.
Fast, reliable internet starting at $30 a month, backed by the Spectrum commitment to keep you connected.
We see you out there, making the most of every moment.
Happy birthday, buddy.
One big, bright idea at a time. And at Blaine's, we're glad to be part of it. By offering best-in-class products and dependable solutions at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. So when the work's all done, you can find value to enjoy the things you value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet, being original.
Shop for a cause at Home Seasonal Concepts. Home will give you 10% off sale prices on porch and patio when you donate $10 to help ovarian cancer research. Give $10 to Mocha and get 10% off sale prices now at Home Seasonal Concepts.
All right, that line of thunderstorms, not severe, still continue to push to the southeast. Oh, that kind of flipped around. Anyway, we're seeing that push to the southeast, but it'll be for a few more hours. Otherwise, much breezy and cooler for Tuesday. That'll be the bigger thing. Good news is once we go to Wednesday, we're going to see seasonal temperatures, and then we'll start warming up to the weekend. So,
Okay, just got to get through this.
Just got to get through tonight.
Then we'll be okay. All right, thanks for joining.